in from Miami.
Yes, reading from the Miami Herald.
So from the Miami Herald, state drops charges against Miami woman who watched police officer kill her son. Good Lord. Okay. Gamali Hollis, who served nearly a year in jail for violating a judge's order to stay away from the Miami-Dade police officer who shot and killed her son, has been cleared of lingering charges that could have sent her back to jail. Miami-Dade prosecutors dismissed 2 stalking and resisting arrest charges against Hollis on Thursday. Hollis was found guilty of violating a restraining order in 2023 because she posted messages on Facebook calling the officer a murderer.
Yeah, so let's pause real quick.
Yeah.
This is insane, right? Just you're kind of like, what are we reading right now?
Is that a jurisdiction? Facebook?
Yeah. It is insane. And this is true. Like the cops killed her son and she went to jail over it. She ended up going to jail, spent a year in jail. She's just been released. So hopefully this is the end of a very absurd saga. But yes, cops killed her son. The cop did not go to jail. She ended up in jail over this. Wow. So that's what we're dealing with.
And ended up in jail for... Is the jail sentence due to the violation of restraining order, which was the Facebook post?
Yes. So we'll get more into it in a second.
Good Lord. The government, this is a quote here, the government made the right decision by dismissing the pending case against Ms. Hollis. Said the Miami-Dade public defender Carlos Martinez. The investigation into her case laid bare a system that is broken, a system that fails to approach those with mental illness with the compassion and understanding they deserve. End quote. Although she's relieved the charges were dropped, Hollis said she will never feel fully vindicated. Quote, I lost my son and he was my life, she said. Quote, the police were called to help my son, not kill him. I am disappointed that we don't have a justice system. We have an injustice system. And we don't have police we can trust. We have police we're afraid of because they can do whatever they want with no consequences, end quote. Hollis, 53, saw her only child, 21-year-old Richard Hollis, shot 5 times in the kitchen of her small West Kendall apartment by Officer Jaime Pino in June 2022. Richard, who had cycled through ineffective mental health care for years, was in the throes of a psychotic break, insisting he was not mentally ill while wielding a steak knife and shrieking about strangers poisoning his food.
Okay, so I searched and I couldn't find the body camera footage here. Apparently, it does exist. It was played in court, but I couldn't find it online. But because they always say someone will have a knife, and the cops will always say they charged, and then you look at the body cam, and it is usually, at the very least, extremely questionable whether or not this person was charging. Maybe they made a movement towards them, and the cops who are like several feet away, a couple of them have like tasers, but instead it'll be like a hail of bullets. So the cops said they lunged. The the family of the victim said that he was not lunging at them and they were not in any danger. But regardless, it's a kid with a knife versus a bunch of people who should be able, if they're professionals and have the weaponry that's less than lethal, be able to disarm this 21-year-old man. Now, so here's what led up to this. So her son is schizophrenic, and this was not only had the cops been called to this apartment many, many times before, the cop who killed this 21-year-old kid had been there several times before and knew them. So, these cops are, in my opinion, have no business dealing with the difficulties of mental health issues. And so literally the last time, and this is on body camera that is public, you can watch this. The last time before he was killed, he was at this apartment. He was so angry at the family that he told the mother, do not ever call us again. Like, I don't want to ever deal with this shit. If I'm back here and that kid so much as raises a BB gun towards me, I'm going to fucking kill him.
That's what he said on the body cam.
He said that to her. He threatened to kill her son on fucking tape. And not that it matters, but when she did never call the cops again. Like when they were over there, she did not call the cops. The neighbors called the police because of what they were hearing.
Okay. Jesus.
So yeah, that is what led to his death. So yeah, we could continue.
Well, and this, I mean, speaks to obviously like these people. The people the police officers are hardly in a capacity to fight crime, much less de-escalate. They're escalators.
They are.
And that's what happens here so often is de-escalation has become a word in the police force. What, in the last like 10 years?
Yeah.
And they ostensibly should be trained in de-escalation or de-escalation. And it's like, how do multiple police officers show up at a domestic disturbance like this where someone has a knife, and how is a weapon with bullets the first option?
Yeah.
And 5 shots. Like, this is the thing. I hate to bring it back to the Laquan McDonald thing, but that was the whole, he had a knife and they shot him 14 times from fucking 12 feet away.
Yeah.
So it is the he charged, blah, blah, blah. It's like, but not to laugh because of course it's not funny, but the fucking cop said he was going to do this the last time. It's on tape that he said he was going to do it. How is there no punishment for that?
Exactly.
Okay. So we'll continue.
Yeah. And I'll say, last thing I'll say before we move on is, I think you made a great point about they're trained in escalation. They are trained in escalation. Like you can go look at police training materials. It is all about the dangers, the threats.
Yes.
It's all about the violent threats. Like they get mushed into their brains that the public is dangerous and out to get them. And when you are out there dealing with the public, they're supposed to serve and protect. You actually always are in danger of being killed by them.
It's
so
combat.
you have to kill them first. Like literally, you could see police training videos where in the training they killed a person.
Yeah.
In the training, they killed a person before they kill them, and they say, "Good job, you killed them. You did a good job as a cop." Meanwhile, the statistic is 4%. Cops spend 4% of their time on the job dealing with violent crime. 4%.
Wow.
But if you look at their training, you would think it would be 100% of the time.
Yep, and they approach it with combat mentality, and it's the same thing, like we saw with the Alex Preddy thing and Laquan McDonald, and time again, is that they have it mushed in their brain. Once you shoot, continue shooting until they are dead. You keep going. If they're incapacitated, and you've seen this on videos. I mean, it's like fucking morbid, but you've seen it on videos. An inert, lifeless body with pops still going on around it because that is how
that was Alex Preddy.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I mean, like they sat there and shot at the fucking guy for a minute afterwards. Okay, 2 months after Richard's death, Hollis recognized Pino when she was driving down a Kendall Street and saw him at a scene where police had arrested and handcuffed a young man for a traffic infraction. She rolled down her window and told Pino, "You killed my son." "I did. You killed my son." He replied, "I did. I'm sorry." Pino, who was back on duty after the state's attorney office ruled he did not use excessive force against Richard. Quote, "Maybe if you did a better job, there wouldn't be a problem. Goodbye," end quote. Yikes. How much nicer would that conversation have been if he just ended at the "I'm sorry" part?
Yeah.
As she backed out, another officer told her to steer clear of Pino, who said, quote, "Let her hit me with the car so I can shoot her."
Right?
End quote.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Unfucking believable.
When Hollis reappeared minutes later, driving in the opposite direction, a group of officers pulled her out of her car, tased her, and pinned her to the ground while handcuffing her as she cried out, "I'm driving to my home."
So this is the root of the initial stalking charges, that the cops were under some impression because she came back, again, the opposite way. You know how when you drive somewhere and then you go back home, you go the opposite way?
Usually goes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Instead, they're so fucking paranoid and psycho, they assume that, this lady is stalking us. Let's violently pull her out of her car, tase her, and handcuff her.
Wow. And if that quote, "Let her hit me with the car so I can shoot her," if that doesn't just say it all, I mean, that says everything you need to know.
Yeah.
Hollis then began posting occasional pictures of Pino from her Facebook page.
From his Facebook.
Hollis, wait, I thought this was the mother.
It is, yeah. Hollis then began posting occasional pictures
posting
of Pino.
pictures from his, gotcha.
Yes.
Hollis then began posting occasional pictures of Pino from his Facebook page onto her own Facebook page, despite a judge's order to cease. Why a judge is getting involved in that? Who fucking knows? It's fucking Facebook.
Exactly. And I think it is relevant like that it's pictures from his Facebook page because again, how is this stalking?
Yeah.
How is this stalking?
Public, if she can see him, they're either friends or it's public. So
yeah, and I doubt they're Facebook friends.
You can only post from someone else's Facebook page if you're a Russian bot, evidently, or a Russian spy. She accused Pino of murdering her son. She and her attorney from the public defender's office argued that Hollis was warning the community about police misconduct, and she never threatened Pino. And honestly, I'm going to take a step back here. It doesn't even need to be in the service of warning the community. It could just be, this motherfucker killed my son.
Yeah.
And if there doesn't need to be a productive reason that she does it. It could be out of rage and anger.
Yeah.
That's her fucking right.
Yep.
During a July 31st, 2023 jury trial, prosecutors argued Pino was rightly concerned that Hollis was a threat to him and his family and chastised Hollis for not being grateful to Pino for putting his life on the line to save hers. Ooh, that must have taken some balls to say that. The state said Hollis was wrong for harboring bitterness toward him. Again,
harboring. What is the state? What is the state getting involved to make a statement about harboring bitterness?
Yeah.
That is not the state's business at all. What emotions I'm harboring?
Yeah. Convicted of violating the stay away order, she was sentenced to 364 days in jail.
Yep.
Wow.
Insane, right? So,
see, this is why, and no offense, because I know you're from Texas, we should have just let them win the Civil War. Or, like, maybe not let them win. We should have won. And then you have two options after this. You either win and you destroy their culture, okay, which we didn't do, or you win or you lose and let them go away. Yeah. Let them do their own fucking thing.
Yeah.
Why do we have to hold their hands into modernity? Not that.
Yes.
Not that the North is much better, but
Texas to this day should still be in an Israeli-style occupation of the North, apartheid, until they can figure it out.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Oh,
we should have.
man.
The Union should have never pulled out their troops.
That is truly horrific.
That was I think so she is finally free from jail for posting Facebook. Like that's what that's a timeline of how she ended up in jail for stalking. It was the initially she happened to drive by them once and then just drove back.
You killed my son.
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
And then drove back home and then got assaulted for it. Then they looked at her Facebook and they were like, "Oh, look at all she's posting about him. This is stalking."
Yeah.
So you cannot encounter this guy and you cannot post about him again. She posts about him again. Jail.
And it's like, dude, you know, like how should I put it? Like if the state murders your child, the state cannot then expect you to be a good fucking sport about it for the rest of your life. Like it's like she I mean, in black and white, didn't do anything wrong. But it's also like even the fact that her lawyer feels the need to be like, well, she's doing this to warn the community. It's like, no, like it's not incumbent on the independent citizen to behave the right way.
Yeah.
And it's also like, why is the state not saying, we've defended you, blah, blah, blah. And but you made that remark about wanting her to hit you so that you could shoot her. Well, that's conduct unbecoming of a servant of the state. So you're like censured or fired or, there's some sort of penalty to that. Like
you must be harboring bitterness.
Yeah.
How is that a fucking thing?
Bitterness.
Who is harboring? If that's a thing, if that's an enforceable thing, who is harboring bitterness?
Yeah. Like, Jesus Christ. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But hopefully this is the end of this fucking terrible saga that I cannot imagine going through. This woman having her son killed and then going to jail over it for a year.
Going to jail for being mad about it.
Yes.